All right, hi guys, how you doing? Oh, I can't quite seem to see you there. Would one of you be able to turn the camera on? It should be a little button down the bottom with a red dash through it. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Woo! How are we all going today?
Good, thanks. How are you now?
Good, awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining me today for our online workout together. We're going to be doing a full body session today. So we're going to target the upper and lower body. There'll be a quick warm up and cool down at the end as well. But before we start, has anyone got any injuries that I need to know about at all?
I think so. No?
No.
No, cool. And we've done a hazard analysis before the meeting, so we're aware that they're what we need to be aware of with the mats and things like that. So that's awesome. And yeah, but otherwise, we can get underway. Also, before I start, I am going to be recording this session today. It's just so I can send you this video post recording, just so we can analyze your technique and things like that. Is anyone against any recording today at all?
No.
Happy.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, we can get going on our workout, but just before we start our main workout, we'll just get our heart rate up a little bit. So I'm going to put a 30-second timer on and we're going to do some high knees. So we're just simply going to lift our legs as high as we can just to get that heart rate going. If you want to change that to a march, if that's too much for you, then feel free to do so. But I will chuck that 30-second timer on now. So feel free to get those high knees going. Lovely work, guys. Can see the energy in the room. That's fantastic. Awesome. We're halfway through. Heart rate should be getting up. Brilliant. This workout's going to be fantastic.
Thanks, Danny.
5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Is everyone's heart rate nice and high? Yeah, awesome. All right, well, now we've got our heart rate up, we'll do a few dynamic stretches just to work those certain muscle groups that we're going to be working on in this session. So we're going to be doing some hamstring exercises. So I'll just get you to start off with 20 seconds of some hamstring sweeps. So simply we're just going to straighten one leg and then roll the carpet out with the other one bent. And then you should feel a nice big stretch through the back of your leg there. Cool. You can just keep on going with that one. Make sure you're feeling that nice deep stretch in the back there. Lovely. And 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right, then we're going to do the world's greatest stretch. So that's going to get everything going at once. We want to get into like a lunge position and then chuck your hand on the ground and then your opposite arm up in the air. So you want to feel that deep stretch through your glutes and your hip flexors there and also through your chest. So you can alternate through this for the next 20 seconds. So just keep swapping sides, just holding the stretch for as long as you feel like you need to. Lovely mobility from everyone. Looking great. Perfect. And one more on the opposite side from everyone, and then we can move on to the next exercise. Perfect. And while you're all down on the ground, I'll just get you to get into a push-up position. And then I want you to slowly lower yourself to the ground. So either on your knees or on your toes, whatever is easier. And then just slowly lower down to the ground. And then release your hands. And then come back up again. Perfect. So just warming up the chest area today for the second half of our workout. Just making sure that those muscles are engaged and turned on and are nice and warm. Go 2 more of those for everyone. Perfect. And then we can turn on over to our backs. I'll get you to quickly watch me before you begin, but we're going to do what's called a dead bug. So I'm going to get you to lay down on your back, put your arms directly above your head, and then we're going to lower the opposite arm and opposite leg. And we're just going to alternate like that. So we can turn our core on and get that engaged for our workout. We'll just do 4 on each side. Lovely form. For this one, we really want to make sure that our back is always connected to the back, that we reduce the arch through there. If you find that it is coming off of the mat there, then we can always reduce that angle of the leg lower. Lovely. One more for everyone, and then we can hop back up to standing. Lovely. And the last exercise today, we're going to warm up those glutes. We're just going to do some simple body weight squats. So make sure that's slow and controlled. Quicker isn't better. We want to make sure we've got that time under tension. So really slowly lowering and then coming back up just until you can feel that nice deep stretch in your glutes. Perfect. Got 10 more seconds of those. And then we can get into our main workout. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Awesome. Is everyone feeling nice and warm?
That's so nice.
Awesome. All right. Well, the first section we're going to do is our lower body. So we're going to work our quads, glutes, and hamstrings. We've got 4 exercises today that we're going to work through, and we're going to be working through them in a circuit fashion. So you'll each do a different exercise at a time, and we'll move through them that way. We're going to do each exercise for 20 seconds. And we're going to repeat them twice over. So there's not too much time in here, so we want to make sure that our reps are good quality. But I will demonstrate each of these exercises, and then, yeah, we can get into it from there. So the first exercise is, I believe you have a dumbbell on you. So one person will start with that. And what I'm going to get you to do is a RDL with the dumbbell. So what I'm going to get you to do, I'll show you side on, hold the dumbbell, and you're simply going to have a slight bend at the knees, but you're going to push your bum back like a hinge until your back is nice and flat, and then coming all the way back up. And we're just going to repeat that for the 20 seconds. So that's a really good exercise for our hamstring strength. The next exercise will be reverse lunges. So you can do this static on the spot, but we're simply going to place one leg behind us, slowly lower at the knee, and then coming all the way back up, and then swapping legs again. So this one will be with just body weight, but we just want to make sure that we're always doing that slow and controlled for time under tension. It's not about how fast we can go. The next exercise is a glute bridge, which we should all be familiar with, but I'll show you just in case. So we want to lay down on the mat, and then we want to raise our bum into the sky. We just want to make sure that our back isn't too arched. We want to make sure we have that nice core control, and we're not overarching at the back, but just going up as far until our glutes remain engaged. The last exercise is our calf raises. So you can do a single leg calf raise depending on your balance, or a double leg calf raise. So that's completely up to you, but all we're going to be doing is coming up onto the ball of our foot and then slowly coming back down. So again, we want to make sure that we're doing that slow and controlled. So I might get Jamie, if you want to start with a dumbbell RDL. So if you want to grab that dumbbell for me. And then Liv, I'll get you to do the alternating reverse lunges to start. Glute bridges for Holly to start, and then single leg calf raises for Joe, or double leg. But yeah, I'll let you know when the time is up, and then we can just move through. So Jamie will go to where Liv is, Liv to Holly, and then we can rotate like that. But yeah, does that sound good for everyone?
Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions before we start?
I think so.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll get that timer started. So whenever you are ready, we can get on with those exercises. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, timer is on. Nice work. Jamie, I'll just get you to keep your head facing down when you're moving down. Yes, that way your neck and back are always aligned. Perfect. 10 more seconds. All right. Perfect work. First exercise done. All right, and then we can move on to the next exercise. So Jamie to where Liv is, Liv to where Holly is, Joe to where Jamie is. Alrighty. A 10-second break just so you can catch your breath. And then I will restart the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect work. Always remembering to engage your core throughout all the exercises. Just want to make sure that our stability is coming from there and we're not overcompensating with any other joints or muscles. Perfect. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right, and rotate. Look at this, smooth as ever. It's like you've done this before. All right, got 5 more seconds of break. Oh, Holly's so eager. She's like, let me do the RDLs. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, go. Lovely. I'll just get you to put your feet a little bit closer together for me, Liv. Yeah, perfect. All looking amazing. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right. And we can swap stations. This should be the last one for this round.
Oh, this isn't nice.
Thank you. Oh my God. I brought years ago. Yeah.
Alrighty. And last exercise in 3, 2, 1, go. I forgot to mention before, but if you're doing single leg calf raises, make sure that we do the opposite side on the next round. Perfect. Got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Awesome. First round done. We can have a nice 30-second break here just to catch our breath. If you need water, feel free to grab some. But otherwise, we can rotate to our next positions ready for the next round. How did everyone find the first round? Is there any questions about anything, or is everyone feeling pretty good?
Awesome.
It's great.
It's great.
Awesome. All right, well, if everyone's ready, we can hop into that second round. And we should all be professionals now. Done it once, we could do it a million times. But just twice. We're only doing it twice. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect. Lovely. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right, pop our equipment down and move on to the next exercise. Alrighty. All right, when you're ready, 4, 3, 2, and go. Perfect. Everyone's form is looking on fire. That's great.
Danny.
All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and done that one. All right, we can move on to the next exercise. Should be our second to last. All righty. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, looking great, guys. Loving the slow and controlled, Holly.
Thanks, Danny.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, last exercise for our lower body today. Let's show me some energy. Alrighty. 4, 3, 2, go. All right, looking great. We've got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Nice work, everyone. Show your partner some love. Give them a high five. You've all got through the first round. This is great. Awesome. All right. Well, before we move on to the next round, again, if you need some water, then feel free to do so. But I'll just go through what the next round entails. So we're going to be doing upper body work this round. We've got 3 exercises. You can all do them at the same time. There's no need to alternate for this round. But we're going to start with a push-up. So if you want to do this on your knees, feel free to. If you want to do them on your toes, just choose wherever you are at. But we want to make sure that our hands are directly underneath our shoulders and we're maintaining a straight back. So whether you've got your knees on the ground or your toes on the ground, just always maintaining that tight core and that straight back and those shoulders underneath the arms. So we want to make sure that we slowly are lowering and then coming back up. So we're not trying to pulse those out as quickly as possible. The next exercise is called an IYT. So this one, I'm going to get you to lay flat on your stomach and your forehead's going to be on the ground. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable to start, but I'll show you standing up just so my voice isn't muffled. What I'm going to get you to do is overextend your arms and just pulse them above your head for 5. Move them out into a Y position and then pulse them behind you for 5 and then out in a T and pulsing out there. We just really want to stop the rise of our shoulders. So we don't want to have a nice hunch when you're down there. We want to make sure that your shoulders are down and back, and you should really feel a nice contraction through the back of your scaps, the back of your back there. So just focus on that muscle-mind connection for that one. It should feel harder the more you do it. But yeah, it's really good to help prevent injury and for those little back muscles. And the last exercise is a plank shoulder tap. So you can do this on your knees or on your toes, but I'll get you to get into a plank position. So arms, hands directly underneath the shoulders. And then I'll simply get you to release one hand at a time and touch your shoulder. So I'll demonstrate here, but just really slow and controlled. We don't want to see any swaying at the hips. So make sure you keep that core nice and tight, and that should stop you from twisting from side to side. But yeah, for the push-ups, we're going to do 8 of those. For the IYTs, we'll do 5 of each. And then the planks, we'll do 8 touches on each side. So just remember 8 and then 5 of those other ones. So yeah, we can get into position for a push-up to start. And we're just going to be doing 2 rounds of these as well. Cool. So whenever you're ready, we'll go for our 8 push-ups. Remember, slow and controlled. And when you're done, just sit up so I know that you have completed them. Amazing. Nice work. Awesome. We'll have a quick 10-second break and we're going to move into those IYTs. So we want to be flat on the stomach with our forehead on the ground, and then we're just going to be lifting our arms just above neutral position. Yeah. And Jamie, down on your stomach for me. Perfect. And we can start with 5 in the I position. Yeah, lovely. You can always point your thumbs to the sky as well if that helps. And make sure that those shoulders are down and back so we're not. Lovely. Got the Y and then the T. So just be careful of your partner next to you if they are in the way. Perfect. And then come back up to, well, actually you can stay down there because we're going to be moving into plank shoulder taps. Jamie's, just wait for Jamie. Awesome. Looking good, Jamie. All right, perfect. All right, and then we can go into our shoulder taps, so 8 on each. So we want to get into that plank position and then release one hand at a time to touch your shoulders. Yeah, perfect. Lovely control from everyone. Perfect. All right, first round done. Cool, nice. All right, we've got one more round of all of those and then we're into a cool down. So you've all done great so far. So soak up this last round, give it your all. And yeah, we can begin whenever you are all ready. Oh, so ready, so eager. All right, 8 push-ups. Let's go. Perfect. Looking good, girls. So good. All right. Awesome. We'll have a 10-second breather and then we can move into our IYTs.
I have a question.
Yeah.
To touch the ground?
Forehead. Your forehead touches the ground? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Perfect. Nice. Nice work, guys. Feel that nice pinch in between your shoulder blades at the back. It's a good muscle engagement exercise. All right. Perfect. And the lucky last exercise, we've got our plank shoulder taps. So 8 on each side for these ones. And then we are into our cool down. Lovely work. Amazing. So good, everyone. Nice work. All right. So just to get our nervous systems back down to a regular state, we're just going to do a little bit of breathing. We're just going to do some box breathing just to get our heart rates down before we do some static stretching. So I'll do a count for some breathing. So you're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and release for 4. So I'll count for you and then we can begin. So take one big inhale and exhale to start. And then we will breathe in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, release, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. And one more round. So in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, release, 2, 3, 4. Awesome work, guys. All right, so just to finish off, we're going to do a few static stretches just to make sure that we are aiding in the recovery of the muscles we've just worked out today. So since you're all seated, we could just do a seated forward fold. So simply just going to get you to sit in an L shape and get you to fold as far as you can over your toes and just hold that stretch for as long as feels comfortable, but I'll put a timer on for 20 seconds. So it's a really good one to release our hamstring muscles. After the workout as well, just make sure that we're hydrating and we're having lots of healthy food just to help us in our recovery as well. But you all did great work today and thank you so much for joining me. And we'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We can now lay onto our backs and we'll do a figure 4 stretch. So we're simply going to fold one of our legs like this over the other, and then you can either, if that's already stretching, you can leave it there. Otherwise, you can pull it in towards your body. Perfect. We'll just hold that for 15 seconds and then we'll swap legs. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we can swap legs. All right, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Alrighty, I'll get you guys to stand up for the next one and grab a partner. What I'm going to get you to do is what we call a lat stretch. So I'll get you to place your hands up into your partner's hands so they're above your head. And then you're going to lean into each other and you should feel a nice deep stretch through your lats. Yeah, perfect. And we'll just hold that for 10 seconds. Really good one to stretch out your from the exercise. Hopefully no one's too sweaty.
So sweaty, oh my God.
Alrighty, and then we can move on to the pec stretch. So you can stay with your partner, but instead of having both hands, we're just going to have one hand against each other and then push against that until it opens up that chest muscle there. Yeah, perfect. And we'll just hold for 10 seconds on each side. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on this side, and then we can swap.
Oh, that's great stretch.
Lovely. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. And lucky last stretch, we've got our quad stretch. So we want to grab the back of your heel and then pull your heel in towards your bum there, and you should feel a nice open stretch through the front of your leg. If you need to use a wall for this one, you'll look like you've got great balance though, so don't worry. Spoke too soon, maybe. Alrighty, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and swapping legs. Perfect. It's always one leg better than the other. Perfect. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. All right, high fives all around for everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Danielle.
Thank
No
you.
worries. I will be sending an email out to each and every one of you, and then we'll just chat a little bit about technique. I'll send through a video, and yeah, we can go from there. But otherwise, I'll see you at our next session.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.